Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today we're going to be going over my 2025 game plan. I like having a plan for the year. Just makes it easier when you've got so many games. You don't want to become overwhelmed by your library or blockbuster, as I like to say, of games. So what I like to do every year is make a list of all the games I'm going to play this year, accounting for new releases. So let's talk about it. But quickly, before I get into it, please make sure you're subscribed if you're not, click like, and tell me what games are you excited to play this year. So on average, I beat around 20 games a year. And I like to basically pick 10 games from my backlog-ish, and then account that I'll probably want to play 10 new games that are coming out this year. Of course, we don't know what some of those new releases are. I mean, it's January right now, so some game is going to come out in, November or October or even this July, who knows, that we don't even know about yet. It hasn't even been announced. There'll be some cool announcement we get in 3 months and you're like, whoa, right? Like, I have no idea. I have no idea what some of those releases are. Some of them I do, and I plan on playing them this year. So I don't include those in my game plan per se because they're not out. I don't physically have them in my hands. So I like to go and pick some games out of my collection and go, okay, these are the games I want to tackle this year. Last year, I did the exact same thing, and actually out of my list, only one game I didn't get to. So I've included that game on this list with the hopes that I actually get to it this year. I'll try really hard, but let's see what happens. I find that this is a really good way to help you tackle your backlog, because if you're like, oh, I want to play a new game, or I'm down to try something, you go, what do I do? And then you look through your whole collection and you get overwhelmed. This way, I only have a really short list and I go, okay, that's one I clearly thought was a priority. I want to play that. Of course, I don't have to beat any of these, and I don't have to play any of these. If I feel like, you know what, I'm in a mood for this and it's on my shelf, okay, go for it. But this just helps it become easier and less daunting. So let's start with the first one on my list, which is a game I'm currently playing. So I'm hoping to beat this one soon and it will be able to be checked off. And that is Mario and Luigi Brothership. Now, I will say just right off the bat that I've probably gotten through about a quarter of this game. I'm like 25% in, which is about 10 hours, and the game is supposedly around 40, so kind of checks out. It's good. It's not amazing. It definitely seems like the kind of game that does not need to be 40 hours, so I'm a little bit like, this should be maybe 20, and it's somehow double that, but we'll see. It's very interesting. It's definitely a different format, but I like it, so I'm going to keep going on with it. Gorgeous game in terms of graphics. I really like the battle system. It's just, I feel like it could definitely not be this long. So we'll see, but hopefully this is the next game I beat. Now, I have a fun rule where I like to play a Dragon Quest game every year. So I only have 2 Dragon Quest games left in the series that I haven't beat, and that would be 7 and 9. So this year I have chosen 9. Let's get through it. Let's do it. I've heard so many cool things about this one. It's kind of one that doesn't get talked about, but anyone who does play it always has good things to say. So I feel like I'm going to like it. I'll probably like it more than 6, which was the one I played last year. So I'm really excited to check this out. I feel like I'll like it because I like any Dragon Quest game, but this is definitely one I'm stoked to check out because I just love it. Of course, I do have this one on my list. It's another Dragon Quest title, but it's new. I'm excited. I want to get in on the hype, and that is the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. Now, I have beat Dragon Quest III before. It was the Switch mobile port, and I really liked it, but I'm sure that this is going to be a more enjoyable experience just based on the graphics and the, actual gameplay of it. It looks way better. It looks great. It looks kind of like the definitive version of the game. So I am very excited to check this out. It looks great. I know that there are, different quality of life changes. It looks like a really fun experience. I just want a chill time. I'm excited to dive into this. I'm not as in a rush just because I have beat Dragon Quest III before, but this is a new version. And I'm just excited. So we'll see. I'll probably space out 9 and 3. I don't know which one will come first. Maybe 9, just because I want to get through the actual series. But definitely a high priority with this one. Now, in the same fashion as playing a Dragon Quest game each year, I try and play a Yakuza game every year. And so this year, I'm due to play Yakuza 4. So I have the collection here, which is 3, 4, and 5. So I need to get to 4 now. I know Pirate Yakuza comes out, and I'm really excited for that. And I probably will end up playing that too. But I really, really need to get to 4. So let's get to 4. It's probably awesome. I've liked every Yakuza game that I've ever played. So 100%, I gotta get to it. I can play this on my Portal, so I feel like I can get through it faster. And yeah, it's just exciting to see more Kiryu, more of his story. I need to get through that series so that I can finally kind of just get through them all. And I really enjoy this series. I love every year I look forward to it. Like, oh, I get to play my Dragon Quest game and I get to play my Yakuza game. Okay, the next one is a visual novel, detective, mystery crime game. And I swear, the title is so long, I'm not even going to bother to memorize it for you guys. So I'm just going to read it because I have it here because it is brutal, and it is the Hokkaido serial murder case, the Octopath disappearance, memories in ice, tearful figurine. Okay, let's just go with the Hokkaido serial murder case because that is way too much of a title. But here it is. I have the physical copy. It has English on it. And what's really cool about this is everybody's been talking about Emio the Smiling Man. Really cool game. I enjoyed it a lot. However, this one I'm really curious about. And the biggest reason is because it's created and written by Yuji Horii. And who is that? The creator of Dragon Quest. So odd, kind of strange, but I'm like, I really gotta check that out. I have no idea how long this is. You know, how long to beat. Nobody's put anything there. It just looks like a really bizarre, interesting game. It's from the 80s, and they decided to just kind of update it a little bit for now. And so, yeah, I mean, it's not like some crazy AAA experience, but it's not also 80s computer graphics either. So I don't know. I'm really excited. I like visual novels, and this looks interesting. I'm sort of going in completely blind. Like, no one is playing this. I don't see anyone talk about it in their videos. I want to be able to be on here talking about this, so huge priority this year. Now, here is a silly one that you may think, really? Well, it's on my list, and that is Octopath Traveler 2. Okay, so I dropped Octopath Traveler. I'm always like, Octopath Traveler, I hate it. And then I want to play this. But I want to play this because I want to give it a chance. It's the second one. Apparently, they did a lot of improvements, you know, from the first one. So let's just hope that I can get through this. I am going into this with sort of a lukewarm, like, sort of numbness, because I have this feeling like, yeah, if there's anything in this list that I'm gonna drop and not get through, it's this. So I just hope I don't. I hope I'm able to get through it, but I'm aware that it may be dropped. So let's hope that I can get through this, because there is so much stuff to love about the original, and I feel like I really want to enjoy it with this. I want to love this game. Everyone says it's really good. So please, let's hope I can do it. I'm not as bad of a gamer as I say I am, but I feel like, I don't know. There's a chance. There's a chance this may not, you know, get finished. We'll see. I'm gonna give it a shot. Now, last on my list is a game that I had on my game plan last year, and then I didn't get to it. That's okay, because there's always this year. And hey, maybe I won't, but I really want to try it. And that is Tales of Arise. And with this one, you actually get the PS5 upgrade, so I can actually play the PS5 version, which is super cool. So as far as I'm concerned, this is just a PS5 game. Yay. I hope I like it. I've played 2 Tales games. I didn't really like either of them. And I'm really hoping that this is the one that changes my mind. And the reason I think maybe it will, or I have hopes, is because the Tales games that I have played are ones that are really beloved. Everybody likes Vesperia, everybody likes Symphonia, but I didn't really like it. And I've heard that if you like Arise, it's a little bit different. So if you don't like the other Tales games, you might like Arise. Am I nuts? Tell me in the comments below what your experience was with this game. Will I like it? I don't know. I just want to like it because it's a series that has everything that I should like, and then yet I actually find most of them boring. So I have a bunch of Tales games. I want to play a bunch of Tales games. I love them. They're usually big adventures with big parties and different towns. Like, you'd think I would like them, but for some reason, I've had a really hard time getting into Tales. So let's hope that this one changes my mind and I can actually get to it this year. So those are the games in my backlog that I've chosen to try and beat this year. Will I get to them all? I don't know. Are there other games on my shelf that I'll just, decide actually I'd rather play that? Maybe. Who knows? It's just, you know what this is? It's just a list to go off of. And I don't need to use it. I can play anything I want. It's just, I kind of like building this list because it just makes it easier for me when I'm done a game. I'm like, okay, what next? And I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get to Yakuza 4. Then I go and play Yakuza 4. And it just helps me get through games faster. So I'm really excited to tackle these because I'm excited about all of them. And then obviously I'm excited for all the new releases to come out this year. I've already put that in my hype video, and I'm just so excited because 2025 is full of a lot of remasters and ports, and that's exciting because they're games that I haven't played before. So for me, super hyped. This is a good year. I'm just really stoked. So, the new releases I don't know about, there's new releases I do know about, but then these are some games in my backlog where I'm like, okay, let's get to that. Let's be able to check them off. So again, tell me, what's in your backlog that you plan on beating this year? You're like, you know what? That's been collecting dust on my shelf for 3 years, maybe longer. Geez, there's games I've had for like years. Like, oh, that's been sitting on my shelf for 10 years. That's been sitting on my shelf for 20 years. Whatever. It gets worse every year, right? So you just gotta pick a little list, get them played, play them, open them, enjoy them. So that's my whole point here, is to play your games and have fun. And that's what I do. I like to make a list because I'm sorry guys, I just like making lists. I love organizing things. So for me, it's a good idea. I love on January 1st, I go click, take a picture. That's my list for the year. And of course it can change. It's fluid. It doesn't matter, but I'm just super stoked to get to it because this year is going to be great. So let's get to it. Let's tackle our backlogs. And of course, I'll see you guys in my next video.